The following may contain strong opinionated views. The views and opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the views or the opinions of any social media or broadcast platform.
Hi, welcome to the Coffee Hour, a show that involves you in verbal interaction. Sports with Brian Camp. So settle in with coffee in hand and enjoy the Coffee Hour. Now here's your host, Frank Allan.
Well, hello everyone, and here we are once again, TGIF. Thank God it's Friday, and we're here for another week of fun, and we're going to have a lot of fun because you have just entered the coffee hour, and this is where we're going to be for the rest of the show. And we thank you so much for being with us. We've got a lot of things to talk about today. Now, this is a show where we meet each week. We meet each week, all of us. We have coffee and fun, and of course, we have conversation and we're going to be here for that. And you're going to be able to indulge in conversation with us. Now, how do you do that? Well, all you have to do is use your computer or your keyboard on your computer, whether it's laptop or desktop or even your cell phone or your tablet. Now, that has a keyboard. All you have to do is just type it in, whatever you have to say, and we'll see you right there on the big screen. Of course, we'll entertain all of your thoughts and ideas and have a lot of fun today. Happy New Year to everyone. We haven't been here in such a long time. It's been a while. We know that because this is our first brand new show for the brand new year, the first show of the coffee hour of the brand new year. Now, past couple of weeks, if you were watching, that was those were recorded shows from the past. We had some flashback shows because we took the time off. So we had Christmas Day off, so we couldn't do Talk Back Live, and then the day after that, so we didn't do the coffee hour. And then when we did the very first day of January 1st, that was New Year's Day, we took that off, and the day after that, of course, was off. So here we are. We're back again, once again. So our first show, and here we are. It's the the ninth day of January, and we've got a long way to go. So happy New Year! I hope it was a good holiday for you. I hope you had a wonderful holiday. We certainly did. Well rested. Haven't been around for a while, but well rested. That's what we do. We rested very well, so we were able to come back and come back to a well rested show and well rested body or whatever. And I hope it's the same thing for you. So you got to get back to work. Everybody is back to work. Everybody's back to school, and there you go. So thank you guys, especially you guys who've been around with us for so long. We thank you, and we continue to thank you for being with us all of these years. And we want to thank all of the people who put this show together right throughout the past year. So we're looking for even a better year for this 2026. Now, for you newcomers of the show, a lot of you are new. I understand that. And if you are, let me tell you how the show operates. As the host of the show, I get things going. And as I said earlier, you can use your keyboard on your computer and your cell phone and your tablets and type in whatever you want to talk about. If you have anything in specific that you want to elaborate on or talk about, feel free. All you have to do is just type it in, and I will answer that the best way I can. And you ought to know too that we come on two different platforms. We're live on YouTube and we're live on Facebook. So wherever you're watching us right now, we really would appreciate that. Now, if you can possibly stay with us for the entire hour, that would be great. If not, we would appreciate uh, the time that you are allowed to spend with us. You can't spend the whole time with us, but we hope the case is that you're able to spend the whole time with us so you can get involved. Tell your family and friends too that they can get involved in the show as well. Now, if you're watching us on YouTube, what we want you to do is go onto my YouTube channel. You're there right now. If you're watching us on Facebook, please do that after the show, and that would be great. And but what I want you to do is concentrate and follow us. And you can do that by subscribing to my YouTube channel. I think that's very important to us. We would love you to do that. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And because this way we gives us the opportunity to know who's actually following us, how many people are with us, and we can keep up with everybody, and everyone can keep up with us as well. And again, if you're watching us on Facebook, go there after the show and subscribe. It's very important. Because sometimes, if, let's say, for instance, if something happened on Facebook, you can always catch us on YouTube because YouTube is our flagship platform. And from there, we branch out to others. So right now, those are the only two platforms we have right now. And hopefully this year, sometime later on this year, we'll get a chance to get on other platforms. We're looking into that right now. And so we hope that happens. Keep fingers crossed for that. We've got a lot of things planned on the show today. In case you're just joining us, um, we've got our normal things that we do. For instance, we have sports update coming up. I feel a sneeze coming on. I hope it does. I hope I can hold it for a while. If not, you're going to have to excuse me. Sports update is coming up. The latest developments in today's world of sports. Brian Kemp is our sports guy. Now, last night, when we were on Talkback Live, it was a 50-50 chance. He didn't know for sure whether or not he was going to be here. So if he shows up, and we hope he does, that would be great. If not, we're going to cover all the bases for him. We have the sports we'll cover for him. But let's keep our fingers crossed because it would be better and it makes my burden a little lighter for the show. Anyway, sports is coming up. We've got that. And so those of you who are sports buffs, we have the news for you. That's coming up as well. And later on in the program, before the show is over, we have those movies. Now, what I do each week, I go into the Turner Classic Vault. And of the week, I pick up movies of the week for your weekend. Now, the weekend is coming up. You're going to be doing a lot of things. And one of the things that you might want to do is relax and catch up on some movies from the past. And that's when I come in because I know you're resourceful anyway. You can find your own entertainment. But I just want to add on to that. So what I do is like I pick a collection of music, not music, but movies for the week. And I relay them to you so you can put them on your bucket list on what to watch in conjunction with the other ones that you may do. You know, the weekends, the people do that on the weekends sometimes. They catch up on some old movies, especially if you're in an area where the weather may be a little inclement and it just keeps you indoors. And that's a good time to check out a movie. So I'm going to add those to your bucket list. That's coming up later in the program. Remember, all of the views and the opinions expressed on this show, the Coffee Hour, does not necessarily reflect the view or the opinion of the people of Facebook, YouTube, uh, and Zoom, and other broadcast facilities and social media outlets. So that being said, let's get started right now. It's the Coffee Hour, and let's hold up our cups, glasses, or whatever beverages that you may have, because what would the Coffee Hour be without a little coffee? So, guys, excuse me while I shoot up. That's orally I'm shooting up. All right, don't take that out of context. All right. Well, here we are. It's January, and we want to say hello to you guys who are coming in. If you happen to be coming in, please say hello. For instance, there's my friend Tony D, radio personality Tony D just popped in. Happy New Year, Tony. Tony, I hope it's a better year for all of us, career-wise and otherwise. All right. And just keep on trucking. Tony, thank you so much for joining us today. And Tony is right there out on watching us on Facebook today. And then for the rest of you guys who come in, I see you there, but if you don't say anything, I'm not going to say anything. See, we have a policy here. All right, because some people may come in for the first time, may join us for the first time and just want to make sense of the show. They just want to watch it and just not say anything. And I understand that. So we respect that. But I do see you when you come in, but I will not mention your name or try to rope you in or anything into conversation unless, of course, you speak first, just like Tony did. And if you're able to conversate with us, which we hope you do, we love addressing all of you personally. We hope that you do that. But if you just want to lay back, that's okay. But rest assured, we will not embarrass you or anything by saying your name or anything, saying hi, unless, of course, you say hi first. All right. Again, be part of us, and we hope you could. For the rest of you, you don't have to worry about that too. Now, Um, those of you who join us in conversation, or who would like to join us in conversation, I hope you do. Um, but what I'm going to ask you guys to do, and I always ask you each week, if you can, or if you will, give us a small something about your weather wherever you may be living. You know, some people live all around the world. That's where we are because that's where the show is going, all over, right? But we would like to know the weather in your area because if you're outside of New York, obviously your weather may be a little different. Now, you don't have to come out with a full blown weather forecast. It doesn't have to be that way. You can come up with something simple, like a little emoji or something, you know, a sunny emoji, a rainy emoji, a cloudy emoji, a lightning emoji, something that will indicate and tell us the temperatures. And this way we'll do it like that. But a full blown weather forecast, you don't have to do that. Just give us an idea on what it's like. We always ask to do that. You don't have to, it's not required, but we always ask people if they would to do that. That would be great if you would. Okay. So there you go. And again, we have a lot of things to talk about, and you can be part of the game as well. You know, just let us know what you want to talk about and just type it in there. And we would love to do that. I don't care what it is, you know. I may not be an expert on a lot of things, but we could learn from each other. You know what I mean? We can learn from each other. So thank you so much for being along with us. Now, here we are, the very first day of this show on a brand new year, and it's a brand new month. And well, before you know, it's gone, and the holidays are over. But normally, except for the Martin Luther King holiday weekend, which is coming up pretty soon, which is I think what in about 3 weeks or so, we usually celebrate other things in the month, but we don't see anything that we celebrate this month. But we do have a couple of acknowledgments that we will broadcast for the balance of the month that we just want to draw your attention to. All right. Here it is: National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month. Now, you guys heard all about that. It happens in the movies, it happens on TV, but it's real. People uh, have been victims of traffic, slavery, or sexual slavery, or whatever it is. But this is what this is all about. This is just something that's just being acknowledged for the whole month of January, National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month. You know, let's keep an eye out on that. Also, maybe a lot of you may have the desire to give blood. People do that, they donate blood. So, all month long of January is National Blood Donor Month. Okay, a lot of people do that. They donate their blood. They donate their blood to save the lives of others. A lot of people do that. I mean, you've heard of people even donating parts of their body because uh, whenever they decease, they may have some people donate their organs, maybe eyes or something like that. And you normally do that when you go renew your driver's license, right? But we're talking about blood, and all month long, we're talking about that. So we just want to keep that for your attention. Now, I don't have any numbers right now. Maybe you have some offhand to call your favorite blood donor or something. You can Google these things anyway. You can go to your doctor and he can lead you there, or maybe he can do it himself or herself, you know, donate blood. You can go to your favorite blood bank or the one that's nearest to you to find out or to donate blood. Make sure they give you a lollipop for being so nice. Remember in the old days when you were a kid, you went to the doctor and he gave you a lollipop? Anyway, on the serious side, yeah, that's important. Sometimes a lot of people want to do that. So this is the month, and you don't have to have a particular month to do it. This is just one of the things that we acknowledge for this month, this year, National Blood Donor Month. Also, it's National Law Enforcement Appreciation Month, which we do appreciate. I appreciate the law enforcers I really do. They help us, they serve and protect. So this is a month that we pay homage to them. National Law Enforcement Appreciation Month. Say hello to when you walk down the street. You say, well, I don't know. I say walk down the street, but you don't see cops on the beat anymore. Not only remember a long time ago, they have the beat cops, right? They used to walk down the street and they used to protect the community. Not anymore. But whenever you see a cop or someone in law enforcement, just give them a hello and let them know how much you appreciate them. So that's it. I want to say hello to Warren Dansler. Good morning to you, Warren. Warren is coming out of Greensboro, North Carolina. And Warren, you know what to do. You have a weather forecast. By the way, I didn't mention if you live in the vicinity of New York, anywhere, you don't have to give me a weather report. We don't need it. I'm going to ask Warren for one because he lives in North Carolina. But for the rest of you, if you happen to live in New York or somewhere in the vicinity, I'll take care of that. I'm going to do that in just a few minutes from now. But Warren, thank you so much for joining us. And Happy New Year to you, by the way. I got to wish everyone who comes in who is going to talk, I'm going to wish them all a Happy New Year. And even if you decide not to want to conversate with us, I want to say to you that you could hear it. Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. Let's make it the best New Year for all of us. Thank you so much for being with us. And just in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And we're having a little coffee, having a little fun. And hopefully you guys can stay with us for the entire hour. We always wish that. We love having your company. Love having your company. Okay, we talked about the weather. Let's talk about that. Let me give you my weather right now since we're on the subject of again. If you would please take the time out if you want to join in conversation with us and give us your weather forecast. We would really love for you to do that. Again, keep in mind, it's not mandatory that you do it, but it's just something that we ask you to do. Now, here in New York City, we're going to get a little rain, depending on what you constitute as little. When I read the forecast, you can tell me whether you feel it's a little bit of rain or a lot of rain. I don't know, whatever it is. But we're going to have a little rain over the weekend. So be prepared for that. But as it stands right now, we've got partly cloudy skies in the morning hours. It's 47 degrees. That's what we have presently. And it's going to give way to a few showers later on in the day. We're going to have a high of 51 degrees. Winds will be south at 10 to 15 miles per hour. We're going to have a 30% chance of rain. So that's slightly, all right? For tonight, mostly cloudy skies. We have a low 42. Winds will be west at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, Saturday happens to be, as you already know, my favorite day of the week. Maybe yours too. I don't know. Maybe Friday is your favorite. I don't know. But Saturday, it doesn't get any better. It's going to be cloudy with occasional rain in the afternoon. We'll have a high around 46 degrees. Winds will be northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain 100% with a rainfall nearly a half an inch. That sounds like a lot of rain. That's why I ask you, how do you constitute whether or not it's a lot of rain but I say it's a lot of rain. 100%, that's almost like guarantee. And half of an inch of rain, that sounds pretty wet. And looking for Saturday night, if you're going out on the town, you may want to take that rain gear with you as well. It's going to be overcast with the rain showers at times. And we'll have a low around 42 degrees. It's 41 degrees. And winds will be north-northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance of rain will be 90%. Okay, so that's almost like a guarantee. Not nearly 100, but it's close to it. All right. And as we wrap up our weekend, if you're going to stay home, you're going to go to church or whatever you do on a Sunday, it gets better. It gets better. I just in time to go back to work, right? It gets better. It's going to be a few clouds early. Otherwise, mostly sunny. That's Sunday. And we'll have a high 46 degrees. Isn't that nice? You go through this whole weekend with rain. We're gonna have a high of 46 degrees. Winds will be west at 10 to 20 miles per hour. So that's New York. Now it may be better off someplace off of where you are. Now you're someplace else. It may be better where you are. I don't know. I hope so. But in New York, we're not gonna we're gonna get this is gonna be, I don't know. But then again, you know something, it's not bad because you have to take the bitter with the sweet. These things do happen. 47 degrees outdoors right now. And right now, as we speak here in New York, at least where I am, uh, it's peekaboo sunshine. It comes in and out. Warren tells me we have 54 degrees right now in his neck of the woods over there in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's going to be cloudy, going to 64 possible. Rain is in the evening, possible rain in the evening. Okay, so we share the rain. We share the rain. I know sometimes I look at my weather through the south, and when I see, when I check in with Warren and I check in with Brian, who, by the way, is going to come on with sports in just a couple of seconds, um, come in with rain, right? Come in with the rain. If they have rain there, I know we're going to get some here. All right. So here we are. Here we are. Okay. Here we are. Here we are. And we're all here together. And right now, we're going to go over to Charlotte, North Carolina. Brian Camp is headed there. Well, he's there right now. And we're going to head over to him. And we link up here from New York to Charlotte. And he's going to come on with the latest developments in today's world of sports. I'm glad to see you today, Brian. Happy New
Yes,
Year once
happy
again.
New Year. Happy New Year to you and to all who's out there. It's good to be back, well rested. I got a lot of rest and it was it was needed. So I'm glad everybody, well, at least for me, I don't know how everybody else holiday was for like the last couple of weeks, but it was well needed rest for me. Did some things, caught up on some things, took out some old VHS tapes and trying to convert them and everything, which I'm still working on that. I'm probably going to have to purchase that this weekend. But it was good to look at old stuff and old black and white movies. And I must be one of the few people that still like black and white movies because it was just I like nostalgia. I love nostalgia things and catch up on some old sports and had lots of fun. You know, it was quiet. Not a big, huge Christmas guy, but I stay away from people. I don't want to dampen their holiday spirits and everything.
Yeah.
So, but I enjoyed myself.
Some people
To
still have their Christmas lights and Christmas trees still up.
I
Some
I
people
don't
do
get
that.
that. I don't get that.
Well, some people do that. They keep it on for a while, well into the new year. I guess sometimes they don't take it down until the end of January or the
January
beginning of
1st or
February.
January 2nd should be everything should be down. As simple as that. It should not go beyond that. What's the point of it? What is Santa Claus going to make a return visit or something? Or come on, give me a break. Out, please get
Yeah,
it
yeah,
out. You
yeah.
know, I'm not
Speaking
a
of,
Scrooge or a Grinch or anything like that, but really, come on, take it down. Some people are smart; they take it down December 26th, but I get that. I still, the kids are still out. I think that everything should be done when the kids go back to school the day before, the weekend before they go back to school. That's when everything should be taken down. And see you later. See you next year.
well,
Exactly.
that's a matter of choice. It's just like Christmas in July. Some people celebrate Christmas in July. I don't. I don't.
I don't
Once,
either.
once is enough. Once is enough for me.
Listen, you can't build a snowman in the middle of July, so what's the point?
Well, I don't know.
I know.
You could use a fake snow. I don't know. Some people create those things, fake
Mm,
snow,
yeah,
snowball
true.
fight, right?
Yeah,
You can do it in your refrigerator.
true.
Warren says it was a great game last night. I don't know what he's talking about. Only you know that because
Yes, it
he
was
didn't
a
say what
great game,
he didn't
but
say what
before
game.
but before I talked to Warren and everybody else around the globe, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you all out there listening, wherever you may be, whatever time zone that you may be or continent. I greet you Greetings from live from Charlotte, North Carolina, where it is 59 degrees, going up to 69, but it's going to be extremely cloudy, very misty, some fog and everything. But it's gonna be mild weather, though. It's gonna be mild. So that's the good news about it. Um, but let's get to what Warren is talking about. It was a good game. It was a great game. Uh, Miami seemed like they were dominating the game the first half. They didn't. Old Mississippi did not get a chance to really build up any time or time possession. But what we're talking about, let me say, this is the college football Final Four, and last night was a classic. It was a great game, a great ending. Um, it was like I said, Miami dominated the game in the first half. At halftime, it was 17-13, but it was dramatic, and I was rooting for Mississippi because of what their former coach, did to them. I know it's a business, and sports is a business. It's no longer business and for pleasure. It's strictly business. And their former coach who left them, went to LSU in the middle of a playoff run. And that's something that you're hurting the program and the students by just jumping and leaving. And then you want to take your coaches with you. He left two coaches. But Mississippi was very talented and resilient towards the end. So congratulations to the Miami Hurricanes. They beat Mississippi 31-27. Again, I was hoping for Mississippi. I make no bones about it. I was hoping that they would win because I wanted them to win because of what their former coach did to them and everything. I mean, when you hear Mississippi, they haven't been relevant since what? In 1963. And when people hear the state Mississippi, you know, you pause. It's reality. Mississippi is listen, can I keep it real? I'm going to keep it real. Mississippi, and back in the 60s, it was a segregated town where not many, where no black athletes could play ball at and everything. So the South has a history. The Deep South. There's a difference of the South and the Deep South. So um, so I was hoping that Mississippi win for that town, especially for those athletes who could not never play in that state during that time. But tip your hat out to the Miami Hurricanes. They won, and they wait and sit and wait for the winner of tonight's game between fifth ranked Oregon versus Indiana. Now, I'm going to be rooting for Indiana. I was hoping for an Indiana Mississippi championship game, but now it's down to three games. And tonight, that game would be on ESPN at 7:30. It'd be the Peach Bowl, and like I said, that this one should be an interesting game. That they've met early in the season where Indiana did win, but it was a close game. This game is going to be on neutral field. But Oregon is no slouch team, school for themselves. They are very good. So college football has dominated. The NFL is dominating the sports right now as well too. They kick off their wild card season starting tomorrow, Saturday night. Excuse me, Saturday. Two games Saturday, two games Sunday. Where January 10th, Saturday, the LA Rams will be going to come into here, Charlotte, North Carolina, to play the Carolina Panthers. We got Imagine we have a postseason here. Then that my team, Cowboys are my team. Well, I'm happy for the state that I live in. So that game starts at 4:30 on Fox. Later on that evening, the Green Bay Packers versus the Chicago Bears. That game will be starting at 8 o'clock on Prime Video. Now, these are two old teams from the very beginning that started the NFL back in 1921. So this is an old time rivalry. It's the longest living rivalry in NFL history. So that should be a barn burner. So you're set for your weekend. Sunday, January 11th at 1 o'clock, the Buffalo Bills will be traveling to Jacksonville. That game will be at 1 p.m. on CBS. Later on in the afternoon, that game, the second game would be on Fox. The San Francisco 49ers would be playing against the Philadelphia Eagles, the Super Bowl champions. They're trying to defend their title, and that game's at 4:30 on Fox. So I love the way how the NCAA and the NFL are working together for ratings. This is for ratings because Thursday and Friday, it was college football. Saturday and Sunday is for the pros. So they don't want to go head to head in ratings, but instead they have their own section, they have their own day, and the NFL have their own day as well too. This is how sports should be ran, should be run. You don't want to bump heads. You just have your time. And now that since live streaming is here and is going to be here for a while, this is how I like the way how Prime Video is getting a share of it. Peacock is getting a share of it, and Netflix as well. And of course, your three networks, your four networks, ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox. So congratulations. You know, it's not bad what they're doing. I like the idea. Now I'm going to say this briefly so I can get on to other stuff. There's been talked about expansion, the 12 teams in the college football to make it 16. I don't like it. I don't like it. And a lot of people love it. I'm in the minority in this one. I don't like it because it takes away from the regular season. You're going to have three team losses, maybe a fourth team to make the playoffs. Then what in the world, what the hell are you going to have the regular season for? To me, it doesn't make sense. I don't know. That's just me. I don't like it. I hope they don't do it, but it looks like that they are leaning towards it. Now, in the WNBA, we might have a strike. Here it is, the WNBA, the collective bargain agreement between the WNBA and the WNBA Players Association will be expire in 1 week. Even though January 9th deadline approaches, it doesn't automatically mean a work stoppage would occur. Instead, the current CBA would be maintained. That's the current contract maintained even without a new deal in place. The league and the union could continue negotiating. However, if there isn't an extension, it could open the door for potential work stoppage. That means no games. That means the people that work at the concession stands, nothing. They don't get paid. They don't work. Either strike is a initiative by the players or a lockout would be by the owners. So that's where we stand. So we're going to wait and see. They may give an extension. We don't know. We'll find out soon. This day in sports, January 9th, 1903. That was way before I was born. The Major League Baseball and the National League and the American League made peace. Now, they were going back and forth. There were disagreements with them about who was the better league and so on. I want to read more into that at another time, but they made peace on that day. It looked like it would have been a civil war, it seemed like. 1952, U.S. Marines give notice that they will recall Ted Williams to active duty. As you know, many of you may know Ted Williams served in World War II and also as well in the Korean War. 1958, Oscar Robertson scored 56 points. Seton Hall as a team scored 54. So, well, let me say this again. Oscar Robertson scored 56 points for his team. He went to Cincinnati University. He outscored the entire team of Seton Hall. They only had 54. Now, did he play alone? No. But imagine if he did, he would beat them single-handedly. But in this case, he outscored the whole team that he was playing against. 1962, and the NFL prohibits grabbing of the face mask. Now, if you caught with it, that's a 15-yard penalty. 1967, the NFL New Orleans franchise takes the name as of the Saints. 1972, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and the Bucks breaks the LA Lakers 33-game winning streak, which is an NBA record which still stands. 1989, Johnny Bench and Carl Yastrzemski are elected to Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. 1990, Jim Palm and Joe Morgan are elected to Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. And in the year 2000, Miami Dolphins quarterback Dan Marino played and wins in his last game, Dano, which I think is one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. But because he's not the greatest, because he never won the Lombardi Trophy as a Super Bowl winner. Birthdays on this day, 1934. Happy birthday to Bart Starr, NFL quarterback, two-time Super Bowl MVP, and of one and two, was born in Montgomery, Alabama. 1935. Dick Enberg, the one that says "Oh my," sportscaster for NBC, CBS, and ESPN, was born in Mount Clemens, Michigan. 1964, Stan Javier who used to play for the Oakland A's and the San Francisco Giants, was born in San Francisco del Marquez, Dominican Republic. 1965, Muggsy Bogues, NBA's shortest player to ever play at 5'3", was born in Baltimore, Maryland. 1965, Vincent Brown, NFL linebacker for the New England Patriots, was born in Atlanta, Georgia. And 1978, Chad Johnson, NFL wide receiver for the Cincinnati Bengals, was born in Miami, Florida. And ladies and gentlemen, that is sports. First sports of the year for the coffee hour.
Yeah, first sports of the year. This is the first show of the year. I don't know if you're reading, can you read anything on Facebook where you are right now?
No, I can't.
Oh, you can. Okay. Well, I didn't want to read this. I wanted you to read it yourself. Warren says that the Dallas Cowgirls will be watching along with the Giants. Now, that's a fight between you and him. It sounds sarcastic.
Well, listen, how dumb are the New York Giants to want to
Oh no,
win
here we go.
a
Here we
football
go.
game where if they had lost the game, they would have had the number one pick in the NFL draft?
I'm out of this. I'm out of it.
How dumb are the New York Giants? I mean, that's an organization who is putting their chips all on a quarterback named Dark.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
Jake, I forget his first name. But anyway, the Giants are not really worth talking about along with the Jets. Here it is. Let me tell you something about the New York teams. And I'm from New York, but it's embarrassing to say. The New York Jets have not had an interception all year long. TJ Watt, a defensive end for the Pittsburgh Steelers, had one interception that was more than the entire Jet team. I
and
could go
so
more. I could go more and on, but because because I love Warren, I will not go on and on. I love you, Warren, but I will not go on. I do not want to embarrass your team on this global live stream.
I'm staying out of it. I'm just hosting a show here.
I'll
I'm
probably.
staying out of
Oh,
that.
I know. I understand. I'll probably get a call from him later on today or over the weekend. Still love you, Warren.
Well, if it makes you guys feel any better, the Minnesota Vikings are not going anywhere anyway. So we'll be watching along with the Cowgirls and the Giants and the three of us.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Hmm.
so I hope I put some calm there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's calm. It's all good. It's all good and fun.
Yeah, I asked you last night, but for the benefit of the people who weren't watching Talkback Live last night, who do you like? Uh, Super Bowl is not here yet, but who do you like on the horizon? Warren,
You
you can
know,
chime in on this too if you want.
since none of our teams are on here on to win, I'm leaning towards Jacksonville. I like to see Jacksonville win this title because Warren would agree with me on this one. There's no clear cut favorite at all
Mm.
in this league for this season. The Rams look dangerous, but it's all about who gets hot, who get really hot toward in the playoff. That's why they call it a playoff run. I'm looking. I could see Jacksonville playing the Rams. To be honest with you, I don't have a main dog running in the race, but I don't think Denver is worth being the number one um, team, number one seeded team. I don't see it. And Seattle, even Seattle, I got to throw Seattle in here. Seattle looks good too.
That's what Warren says.
Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
it's a possibility. That's why they got to play the game. That's why, as Herm Edwards say, this is why you play the game. You have to play the game.
Mhm.
Yep. But
Well, well, at least we agree on that. You know, me, I'm just going to watch the game. I'm just going to be a spectator. You know, I don't want to, I'm not going to be a rah-rah guy this year. You know, when
oh,
the
I got
Super
my
Bowl
weekend
comes.
set. I got my weekend set. I'm doing
Yeah.
everything today.
Hmm.
Today.
Yeah.
But when Saturday comes, that's my Saturday until Sunday night. Leave me alone. I'll go to church in between, but other than that, don't
Yeah.
bother me.
Mary Reed just acknowledged you. She's out there. You can't see these people
No,
because
I can't.
the
Happy
only
New Year's,
time you can
Mary.
the only time you can see them is when you're in your own location, right? Because you're
Right.
on. Yeah, right. Well,
Yeah.
she wanted to say Happy New Year to you and Happy New Year to you, Mary. And from Guyambi, Len Duff is out there from Guyambi. See, we're all over the world. Happy New Year,
Hey,
Len.
Len, how you doing? Happy New Year to you too. Hope all is well. Hope you enjoyed. You and Mary and Warren enjoyed your holiday season and happy bringing the New Year's. I hope everybody is enjoying themselves and we live to see a new year in 2026.
Yeah. And my friend, radio personality Tony D, I don't know if he's still there. He was there earlier. Want to wish him a happy new year too.
Happy New Year,
Uh,
Tony D. Yeah.
you know, Tony D is a big time radio personality. We work together, him and I. He's a
Hmm.
radio personality. He refused to give it up. I gave it up. He refused to give it up, but he's carrying the torch right now.
Okay,
And
great.
so that's about it. And I- you know what I'm gearing my whole energies to as far as sports is concerned right now. I know it's a little early for, but it won't happen. The spring training doesn't happen till April, but I'm looking forward to baseball. I'm looking forward.
Yeah. Um, we still got the football, as you know, but we
Yeah,
still got the NBA as well too.
yeah,
We can't leave
yeah.
out the NBA.
I know.
And to some of you hockey fans out there too, the NHL, we didn't forget about you all. We just don't
Uh-huh.
report it a lot, but I do watch hockey as well. Especially, see, I only watch hockey during the playoffs because hockey is a playoff sport.
Hmm.
The intensity in the playoffs for the NHL is really real. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know,
Yeah.
so let's give a shout out to the NHL as well too. You know, I don't want to talk about politics. You know, because I left that alone for a month. I gave up. And by the way, let me say this. I'm going to share this with you all. I'm fasting, where I'm giving up social media for 1 month. I'm giving out
Ooh.
for 1 month. Yeah. So that's why I'm on the Zoom. No social media. I don't want to hear about what's going on at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, although it leaks out people's in my ear telling me. But for 1 month, no social media. I cut that out. I need a break. That's why I'm getting off to a great start for 2026. No social media at all. Don't want to hear the drama. I don't want to hear about um, this and that and everything. I hear things, but I just block it out.
There you go. All right. Well, look, Brian, I'm glad you came in today. You were a little iffy last night, but I'm glad that you were able to do it today. But we'll catch you back here next week as well.
Yes, indeed.
So you enjoy your weekend and
And y'all make sure y'all watch these games and everything, you know. So I'm gonna put on some ribs, get some ribs on for on Sunday's games, and I'll be Sunday's dinner, but it's for Sunday's games though, you know. And just gonna enjoy myself. Sit back.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, enjoy it. We'll catch you back here next week.
Take care now. Bye bye.
Yeah, okay. Buffalo wings for me. Buffalo wings and beer. How's that? How does that sound, guys, for a Sunday? I don't drink alcohol on Sunday, you know. Uh, but the thought is there. But Brian is on a fast. He's going to stay off social media. Social media has become a drama, though. I'm not getting it anymore. I still I guess the only time I really deal with social media is getting this show on the air because I have to do that as a platform, and Facebook is one of them. And I don't think you wouldn't consider YouTube a social media outlet because that's just where you can pick up movies and all kinds of other things, video things like that. So that's not really social media. Uh, but a lot of people are putting it away. I didn't put it away altogether. I want to stay on top of a few things. I'm not sure what to believe anymore as far as the news is concerned, as you already know, because social media, it's like I have to always fact check, what I see on social media. And as I said this many times before, social media has killed off a lot of people who are still living. Remember that? I mentioned I threw out a lot of names before. Uh, I remember when Ellen DeGeneres died. I remember when Morgan Freeman died. I remember when Henry Winkler died. I remember when Dionne Warwick died, and they all come back to life. They never left. And but social media has a way of doing that. So I don't listen to the gossip on social media, and even with the mainstream news, unless it's really highly, authentic. Like you look at some of the reputable ones. I may take it, but I still, even with them, I still do my own research and fact checking. That's what I do. On my way to Minnesota to help oh boy, oh God, do you have to go there? We'll talk about that later. Just in case you're just joining us, the name of the show is called The Coffee Hour. And thank you guys for being along with us. I really appreciate it. And we have just a few minutes to go in the show. So we want you to stay with us. And well, let's see. I want to see, I've gotten some Happy New Year's to Mary. Did you switch? She was on Facebook. Now she's on YouTube. Happy New Year. Great weekend. Mary is all over the place. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mary. Thank you. Mary just stays on top of all of it because I think she's a subscriber. You are a subscriber, right? That's what we want you guys to do. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's very important to me uh, because when you subscribe to the YouTube channel, it gives you the opportunity to know that when we come on the air, you'll get an instant notification just in case you might forget about the show. It'll pop up right there, and all you have to do is click onto it, and boom, you're right there. And you can tell your family and friends, pass the word over to them as well. It's very important. So, therefore, everyone's informed about everything once you uh, subscribe to us. And keep in mind too, you don't have to pay a dime for anything. You don't have to pay a dime for anything. Everything is free. So keep that in mind. Okay. Sydney Kybrick, Sidney Kybrick, who portrayed the bad boy known as Wime on the old Our Gang comedy film shorts in the 1930s, has died. Kybrick died Saturday. That was last Saturday at a hospital in Northridge, uh, California. And Kybrick appeared in about 24 Our Gang Little Rascals films made at the Hal Roach Studios and the MGM Studios from 1935 to 1939. He was 97 years old. One Battle After Another is the year's best movie, according to the 2026 Critics' Choice Awards. On Sunday, the film won Best Picture, and Paul Thomas Anderson, who also won Best Director and Best Adapted Screenplay earlier in the evening, accepted the honor. James Cameron can't stop winning. The blockbuster Maverick is riding high on the box office returns from the latest effort. Avot Fire and Ash, that's the third entry in the famously profitable fantasy series, Fire and Ash, brought in $40 million domestically and $169.6 million around the globe in the third week of its release, bringing its global tally across the $1 billion threshold. Fans of the legendary rock band Led Zeppelin, you can have a chance to own some of the basses. His name is John Paul Jones. He's a bassist of the group. You can own some of his personal gear, as he is currently auctioning off a bunch of his studio equipment. The auction is being put on by Soundgas. That's an English company focused on selling classic and vintage recording gear. And on the main page of the auction, Soundgas shared some of the background of the sale, writing that John is still very active musically, writing, recording, and performing, but no longer requires so much studio equipment. Most of his studio equipment was brand new anyway, so he's auctioning all of that. Dwayne Johnson has spent years leading some of the Hollywood's biggest blockbusters, but doing the Hollywood Reporter actor roundtable, the global actor made it clear that the Smashing Machine was never about box office numbers. Instead, Johnson said that the film came from a personal need to listen to his inner voice and finally do something that felt like it was just for him. Actor Ahn Sang-hee, one of South Korean cinema's biggest stars, whose prolific 60-year career and positive, gentle public image earned him the nickname the nation's actor, died Monday. Ahn, who had a blood cancer for years, died at Seoul's Soon Chung-young. That's the University Hospital, and he was 74 years old. Birthdays today. Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, turns 44 years old today. Radio and TV personality Angie Martinez is 54. Singer Dave Matthews of the Dave Matthews Band is 59. Country singer Crystal Gale is 75. The late Bill Cowsill, who was from the group the Cowsills, and he would have been 78 years old today. The late Kenneth Wally Kelly of the Manhattans would have been 83. Singer Joan Baez is 85 today. Singer and actor Jimmy Boyd, the late Jimmy Boyd, would have been 87. Bob Denver of Gilligan Islands would have been 91. Jazz guitarist Bucky Pizzarelli would have been 100. Actor Lee Van Cleef would have been 101. Jazz singer Betty Roche would have been 108. Jazz drummer Kenny Clark would have been 112. And make this perfectly clear. Let me make this perfectly clear. Richard Nixon would have been 113 years old today. So happy birthday to all of them, and who are with us now, and the ones who are no longer with us. We will continue to acknowledge you each year your birthday come around, because you left us a legacy. So happy birthday. And if you're celebrating a birthday by any chance, please let us know. Send all your information. If you want me to acknowledge you on the air, we can do that, or you can do it yourself. But either way, you can contact me. I have an email address and a telephone number. I will start with the email address first, okay? The email address is Frank Allan Prod. Allan is spelled A-L-L-A-N. Now, if my name wasn't spelled so many different ways, I wouldn't have to do this each week, spell it out for you, because it's very important, because when you email me, you don't want to be out of character. One character could knock it all out. So the correct way to spell my last name is A-L-L-A-N, Frank Allan, A-L-L-A-N, Prod. That's short for productions, P-R-O-D, Prod. Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. That's Frank Allan Prod at AOL.com. Telephone number, if you desire, is 641 715 3900, extension 467134. That's 641 715 641 715, yeah, 3900, extension 467134. Remember to keep all of that information that I just gave you. Keep all of that information in your electronic devices. In case you need it again, you can contact anytime. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We really would appreciate that. Okay. And keep it in your computer, be it laptop, desktop, your cell phone, and even your tablet. And if you have all three devices, put them in all of them. That would be great. Okay, so let me give you the email address once again, frankallenprod@aol.com. That's frankallenprod@aol.com. Telephone number, 641 715 3900, extension 467134. That's 641 715 3900, extension 467134. Warren wrote a note here. I mentioned earlier, but I didn't read the whole thing. He's going to be on his way to Minnesota. He's just saying that. He's just going to be on his way to Minnesota to help out with the ice situation. Are you serious, or care to join me? Okay, I don't know if he's actually going to do that, but he just wrote it out there. So that's a good segue to pay homage to Nicole, Brene Cole Good from Minneapolis, Minnesota, who, as you already saw, was gunned down by ICE agent, and it was a sad thing to do. I've seen the video. I saw the video entirety, and that's a sad thing to see. It was one of those days that the day it happened. It was just one of those days. You ever have one of those days when when you're not feeling really good? You're so depressed, but this added on to it. This added on to it, and there's so much of this news that you can take. That's one of the reasons why I say I don't watch news on the weekend. I want to keep the weekend with a clear head. I don't want to hear about it because basically, when you watch the news, you really don't miss anything when you come back on Monday. But just wanted to draw that attention. She's 37 years old. 37 years old, a mother of two. She was a lover of music. She loved to sing and she loved poetry. And she had one daughter and two sons. She had a daughter 15 and two sons at the age of 12, and another one at 6 years old. When she dropped her 6-year-old son off at school, and then that's when the situation happened. After that, in her car, ICE agent tried to open the door, and she simply backed up the car and got ready to. I guess she was trying to get out of sight. But regardless of what you heard on the news or whatever everyone is saying, that she tried to run down an ICE agent, which is not true. Watch that video very carefully. This is why I pay no attention to the news and people who people on social media. She did not try to run that agent down. The agent, of course, tried to open the door. The only one that had the gun was the guy that was at the side of the car, the front end of the car, and shot her twice, and then shot a bullet through the windshield. There was a hole in the windshield. Okay. And so that was the story. That's the true story. That's the true story. Don't let anyone tell you any different. She did not try to run. I really wish I could talk about this more, but I got to get to the movies that I have for this weekend. And I have three. 1945, Mildred Pierce with Joan Crawford. Jack Carson and Zachary Scott will be on Turner Classic Movies. You can check it out Saturday at 2 a.m. Eastern. That's late at night, but you could also record it on your DVR and watch it later. Also, you have DOA from 1950 with Edmund O'Brien and Pamela Britton and Luther Adler on Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 4 a.m. Eastern. And then again, they're showing it twice, again Sunday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. And finally, Never So Few from 1959 with Frank Sinatra, Gina Lollobrigida, and Peter Lawford. And that's on Turner Classic Movies. That's Saturday at 7:15 a.m. Eastern. Please go check these movies out. You can go on Turner Classic Movies and check out the free movies, and you can check out the pay-per-view movies, a lot of children programs, sporting events, and all that you want. All right, so check that out. That's very good. And then you could also come back and let me know how you like these movies. They're great movies. They're great movies. Two of the movies, Mildred Pierce and DOA, they're black and white movies, and the other one, Never So Fuse in Technicolor. I hope you get a chance to watch it. That's going to wrap it up for me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the show. I had a good time doing it as well. And I hope to see you back here next Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern for Talk Back Live. Brian Camp will be with me with the latest developments in today's world of sports on Sports Update. And then you can check up with me again next week on the Coffee Hour. I'll be here at 10 a.m. And we'll be here with coffee in hand. Brian Camp also with the latest developments in today's world of sports and Sports Update. And we'll have a whole lot of fun. Okay? Until then, ladies and gentlemen, have yourself a wonderful weekend, a wonderful day, and I'll see you all back here next week. Take care.
You've been watching The Coffee Hour with your host Frank Allan. The producer has been Al Dale. Technical assistant Dave Taylor. Research by Sandy Pierce. And I'm your announcer Donna Stenke. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Coffee Hour.